you've gone and met a killer of 2611. There is no need to be aggressive with me on television. Mutalik ji, इस तरह से आप व्यवहार करेंगे तो प्रोग्राम छोड़ के चले जाइए. Don't try your gundaism on television with me.
Over the last few years, and especially in 2014, the NewsHour with Arnab Goswami scaled new heights while breaking all viewership records for another consistent year.
If a Congress leader's child would have been raped, would the Chief Minister have turned around and said, what kind, is this the only news story you have?
While topping all 52 weeks in 2014, India's most watched news show set new benchmarks for Indian news.
Racism against people from the Northeast is a proven fact.
Shattering all ratings on Super Prime Time.
What proportion, Mr. Rahul Singh, when a woman has been raped, when a body has been penetrated, your views are Jurassic.
The NewsHour with Arnab has dwarfed the competition through your loyal viewership for nearly a decade.
You don't believe you're answerable to any law. You can go and insult anyone you want. Mr. Atsur, please learn to behave. You're on national television. Don't show me that attitude.
And as we look forward to 2015, here's a look back at the most powerful.
This country is being blackmailed tonight by a man called Ajit Singh.
The most talked about.
You have no right to talk about Kashmir anymore. 5 people's lives are at stake. You don't care about that?
Most debated news moments from 2014.
I think such kind of remarks are reprehensible. This kind of rubbish must now stop.
Here's why the NewsHour is the buzzword for news in India. The best of NewsHour 2014 with Arnab Goswami. He's close to the BJP. Some say he's even an advisor to the Modi government on certain issues. But when this self-appointed envoy held a meeting with India's most wanted terrorist and shared a cup of tea, the NewsHour was the first to question the government's zero tolerance to terror policy. Vaidik had a few hard questions waiting.
I don't know what this rubbish is which you are talking about. That, I was going there as a journalist. I met Hafiz Saeed as a journalist. You don't even have a transcript of that interview. You don't even have a recording of the interview. You are now pulling that out, saying I went to meet him as a journalist. No journalist goes and meets somebody like that. So why don't you just, take that excuse away. Let's begin the conversation. First of all, nobody accepts that you went to meet him as a journalist. I'm sure even you don't. Do you have a copy of that interview? Do you have a transcript of it?
I thought you are a journalist, Arnav. I always thought that you are a journalist and a good journalist. But today you are taking me as a criminal and you have started accusing me.
Do you have a copy?
You are teaching me.
Do you? Yes, I am asking. I am asking you today, Mr. No, I'm asking you today, Mr. Vaidik. Mr. Vaidik, I'm asking you today because I think that you are in the dock today.
I'm not going to listen to you. You should listen to me. If you don't listen
Mr. Vaidik, you are the person who's gone and met Hafiz Saeed.
No, you should listen to me.
You hold talks with Hafiz Saeed.
Listen to me. Otherwise, I am not going to listen to you.
You hold talks with Hafiz Saeed.
You are wasting my time. You are wasting the time of...
Mr. Vaidik, I am being very polite with you, but you must take my questions.
Your own image.
You must take my questions, Mr. Vaidik. You have gone and done a meeting with Hafiz Saeed. You must take my questions, Mr. Vaidik. Don't worry about my image. You take my questions, Mr. Vaidik.
No.
You take my questions. Don't worry about my image. You take my questions, Mr. Vaidik.
If you don't let me reply.
But Mr. Vaidik, you don't. Mr. Vaidik, I'll tell you one thing.
You must do your homework.
Mr. Vaidik, I'll tell you one thing.
Talking to me without doing any
homework. Mr. Vaidik, why did you meet? One second. Mr. Vaidik, first of all, remember. No, calm down. You met Hafiz Saeed. You've been caught red-handed. You've been caught red-handed meeting Hafiz Saeed. You have been caught red-handed meeting Hafiz Saeed, and there is no need to be aggressive with me on television. Mr. Vaidik, I think what you've done is absolutely wrong. I have great reverence for your age, but you've gone and met a killer of 2611. You have had talks with a killer of 2611, Mr. Vaidik. How can you have talks with a killer of 2611, Mr. Vaidik?
No.
Why did you have talks with him? Why did you have talks with him, Mr. Vaidik? I mean, if you are a journalist, 1 minute, Mr. Vaidik, if you're a journalist, I want to ask you, what kind of stupid question is this? Where you ask him, if Narendra Modi comes here, what are you going to do? I think that's the most stupid question anyone could have asked, Mr. Vaidik.
This is the most stupid expression on your
Well,
part.
I think it's a ridiculous question.
Everybody, look here.
Mr. Vaidik, people are watching you tonight. People are judging you tonight. You go and ask him if Narendra Modi comes here, what are you going to do? On whose behalf are you asking this question? You are insulting the people of this country when you're asking that question.
No, you are.
And you are insulting this profession of journalism which you claim to be a member of.
You are hand in glove with those superficial politicians who don't understand the national interests.
Mr. Vaidik, if you tell me that going and kowtowing and bowing before and asking ridiculous questions and having a ridiculous conversation with Hafiz Saeed is national interest, then I think you have no idea of national interest. Maruf Raza from London wants to say something to you. Maruf from London. Do not teach us national interest, Mr. Vaidik. Do not teach us national interest, Mr. Vaidik.
A string of losses for the Congress party, and observers often attribute it to the slew of scams under the UPA government. If finding an honest politician is rare, we hit a gold mine when we encountered this spokesperson on a day the Congress was soul-searching after another successive defeat in Maharashtra. Did he give away too much? Hell yeah.
Amerikai V. Narayanan making his debut on the program today. My first question to him is this a mandate against the Congress Mukt Bharat that the BJP has been aggressively campaigning from since the Lok Sabha elections?
Well, they are living in a dream world. And the victory has gone.
60 years you have been in dream world in Tamil Nadu, Narayanan.
Let's make
60 years.
This is not the parliament. Let me finish up.
Okay.
You have your say. I will have my say. People are watching. And people are watching how I am behaving and you are behaving. Let me get to the point. Let me get to the point. Let me finish up.
Okay, Mr. Rajagopalan, let him finish.
You have all the time. You guys are veterans. You will have the time. See, the fact of the matter is, you go to a village. I had been to a village just recently in Tamil Nadu. There are still 20 congressmen there sitting and talking to me. Now you go to every nook and corner of the country today. Every nook and corner of the country today, there is a congressman. There's a congressman flying. Now let BJP say, and I can say with authority, that in the nooks of Tamil Nadu, BJP's flags still do not fly.
How many seats you get?
0.
Gentlemen, yes, I accept that we received 0 in Tamil Nadu. I don't lie. I'm not here to lie to you, gentlemen. I here look into the people's eye and talk only the truth and the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Did we agree or did we not agree that I will finish up before you talk? Okay, I'll keep quiet, you keep talking, I'll answer.
Rahul Gandhi did not speak about 2G. You would answer that.
Yes,
you have 20 congressmen in every
Fairly
village.
straight question to you, Mr.
Okay, you are asking me why Thiru Rahul Gandhi did not talk about 2G. Is that the question?
Yeah, that's the question.
Very right question. That question should have been really asked at our allies. They should have answered the question. But however, since they were part of...
Sorry,
let me finish up. Please let me finish up. Do not interrupt. I will not interrupt you. Do not interrupt me. Okay. The point, they are our allies.
Then you arrested your ally.
Please.
You arrested your ally.
I'll wait.
You arrested your ally. A. Raja was put in bars. Kanimoli was arrested. Dayalu Ammal was interrogated. And you treated your ally like that?
Are you done? Okay. The fact of the matter is, including our party men in Maharashtra, we sent them out when there was a question of corruption or any misdoing.
So you've been punished for corruption. So you've been, no, what's it?
I have said it several times.
So you've been punished for corruption.
Please listen to me. I'll answer your question.
Have you been punished for corruption?
Please listen to me.
Have you been punished for supporting corruption? Yes or no?
I have said so very clearly.
You've been punished for supporting corruption.
I have said very clearly. I'll say it again. I have said that in regional television. I'll say it in a national television.
No.
If you're asking me, has there been corruption during our UPA? Hell yeah.
Would you like to elaborate why the Congress party did it?
Why the Congress party?
Why you allowed corruption?
The fact of the
hell yeah means hell yes.
Please,
am I transmitting
yeah, you are
correct?
absolutely right. My question to you is, please look into my eyes and people's eye and say, show me one government where there is no corruption at all. No corruption at all.
What's
I mean, two wrongs.
No corruption at all. Two wrongs does not make things right. I accept that. I tell the truth. All we can try and do is reduce it, and we did try.
Our
governance do did a lot of good things, but we did not.
No, watch it.
And
Mr. Narayan, on a lighter note, there was this Jungle Book. The Jungle Book, the movie, the comic series. There's a character there. I think it's the snake.
Yeah. Look into
It's not
my
Ka.
eyes.
Who's called Ka.
My sinuses.
And Mr. Nara and and Ka looks into animal size and human size. And he says, "Look into my eyes."
He used to say, "Look into my eyes."
So,
You got that right. And people's eye too.
Mr. Nara, sorry to disappoint you. I'm looking into your eyes, but I'm not really being hypnotized.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Very entertained now. Very
The last session.
I think Mr. Narayanan is tantalizingly close to being the first Congress spokesperson who accepts that his party's top leadership is somewhere between arrogance and self-denial on the issue of corruption and cronyism.
Absolutely wrong.
How do you say?
No, let me tell you.
Are you saying I'm misunderstanding you?
Just give me a minute, then I will answer that. There is see, what has happened is you have a good home-cooked meal, but it's packaged. Wait, please listen to me. It's packaged well, marketed well,
He will be
but
next session if we speak
sooner
something.
people will know the hotel food is not that good as a home-cooked meal. Now, these guys have marketed well. The BJP has done a beautiful marketing, but that's not the point. You can laugh at the thing. That's not the problem at all. The fact of the matter is, our food
to come
is the
from
best
America
food.
and mock at people of India.
In UPA 1
but
and
please
2.
do not underestimate the wisdom of people of India.
No.
They have voted.
You protect your corrupt, and the people punish you. That was the point Aman Sinha made when you got unnecessarily hassled and you went off track.
Okay.
Answer him. Answer him. Let's see if you can get an answer on that. Aman Sinha, the second time, let's see if we get an answer.
Waiting on that.
Okay. The fact of the matter is, did we remove our chief minister as soon as he was accused? Did we punish the people who were accused, the congressman who was accused in the Communal scam, game scam? Everywhere,
you defended it.
Everywhere, we let the law take its course.
Aman Sinha.
And the court is taking maybe long, but we have never
Every time,
we have never
only
defended the
after
corrupt
judicial
people.
indictment,
Yeah.
only after media houses intervened, only after opposition took it up, did they were compelled
Accept
to
that,
take
Mr.
actions
Narayan.
against their own people. You do not even know what words are coming out of your mouth. I do not know what about certified public health.
Right, fair enough.
Please do not make such
you tell me.
incoherent
Are you saying that I'm not a certified public accountant? I don't know what are you talking about.
But I'm saying that
I am. All I'm saying is I know what I'm talking about. So we know what the numbers are. So don't tell me that.
Please, absolutely not. You are not going to sit in judgment over what Supreme Court has said.
No, I'm not saying. When I quoted the court,
I take strong objection to
completely
it.
ignore that.
Just because somebody has descended from America, you will think that he has all the wisdom of this world.
We know the Supreme Court said you're a Kumbhakarna government. We all see that.
No, please show me order where they have said it. Please show me the order.
They made that.
Please show me the order. I take it back.
Times now.
What times now? Please show me the order.
Please tell him that.
Why are you hinging on times now? Please show me the order. Why don't you show me the order? Take back your allegation.
No. Did Supreme Court not tell you are a Kumbhakarna government?
Absolutely not.
How is it possible that he's protesting against the film? He doesn't appear. He's seen the movie.
I have seen the relevant part of film.
What do you mean relevant part of the film?
I have seen.
What do you mean relevant part? You have also not seen the film.
I have seen.
These are a bunch of
Pandit Ajay Gautam.
gundas and hoodlums.
पंडित अजय गौतम जी अगर गुंडे नहीं हैं तो क्या है भारत के भविष्य हैं?
It's the most talked about interview of 2014. As Rahul Gandhi decided to sit down for his first television interview, the world watched. Every word was measured when the Gandhi science spoke to Arnab Goswami. Among the several news points in one of the biggest interviews on television was the first admission of guilt on the 1984 riots.
So I opened the house in this part of the debate by asking Harsimrat Kaur Badal, you wanted to make a point to Manish Tiwari on 1984? Go ahead.
Does he stand by the statement of Rahul Gandhi saying that the Congress government in 1984 massacre worked to stop the massacre?
Okay,
Does he
fine.
stand by this statement of his? Number two, if he says that Modi was the CM in Gujarat, hence he is responsible, Rahul Gandhi's father was the PM, and hence he should also be responsible, or does that hold no responsibility?
Point taken.
What happened in 1984 was absolutely reprehensible. It was horrendous. And that is why the Indian National Congress tendered an institutional regret followed by an institutional apology at the level of the Prime Minister. But for anybody to level this charge against the Congress party that in any manner we tried to condone or we tried to absolve anybody who was allegedly involved in that unfortunate
You're shifting the goalpost, Mr. Minister.
Totally and absolutely wrong. It is completely absurd and it is totally out of order.
Mr. Tiwari, 1 second.
6 of them have named Sajjan Kumar and 3 of them have named Jagdish Saikler out of the 10 friendly commissions set up by the Congress party. 6 named Sajjan Kumar, 3 named Jagdish Saikler. How come till today, 30 years down the line, CBI is trying to close the cases and the court is saying the cases cannot be closed?
May I ask, Mrs. Hamsamrat?
Miss Badal, please.
May I ask her?
Miss Badal.
1 second. Hang on. May I just ask her? From 1998 to 2004, there was an NDA government at the centre.
Why should we go to 98?
Her husband was a minister in that government.
98
they had the CBI under their charge. They had all the instrumentalities of government at their disposal. Why weren't prosecutions expedited? Why weren't prosecutions fast-tracked? Why were those people not convicted? Mrs. Harsimrat Kaur Badal finds it only convenient to make the 30-year charge. I would like to ask her, what was she doing? What was the Akali Dal doing? What was her husband doing? Who was a part of that government? Why did the CBI not act? Why did the courts not act? Why did the commissions of inquiry not act?
A series of attacks on youth from the northeast in several Indian cities. And yet, India remained in denial on the underbelly of racism. The murder of young Nido Tania from Arunachal Pradesh in the national capital forced the country to stand up and question the tolerance towards rising racial crimes. The NewsHour questioned those who chose to brush the racism truth under the carpet.
The issue is that students and people from the Northeast face racism across the entire country outside the Northeast. This happens repeatedly. Students get killed. They get targeted. Women get sexually harassed. Racism against people from the Northeast is a proven fact.
This incident is deplorable. This incident is wrong. We condemn it. But for God's sake, don't make it an incident of racism. I am telling you, this is an attempt. This is an attempt.
Why is it year after year, young people from the northeast,
and
Mr. Chari,
killed because they look.
Listen to Beena Lakshmi. Counter from Beena Lakshmi.
Not racism. I will not agree. I am condemning this incident.
Who cares about the condemnation?
Let me not.
Who cares about the condemnation? Who cares about the condemnation? Will condemnation bring Dido back? Who cares about the condemnation, Mr. Chari?
Rather than putting the issue under the carpet, it's time that leaders and policymakers of the country really, call a spade a spade.
Who's trying to put it under the carpet? Who's trying to put it under the carpet?
There is xenophobia in this country. Absolutely. Now, even after many years of getting independence and being a republic, we continue to see our young citizens being lynched to death in the capital of our country. This is shameful.
Without looking at the facts and the history of the case, Rahul Ishwar, without looking at the number of attacks that have been faced, without looking at the facts, there is so much fear. There was an exodus of people from the Northeast living in Bangalore and Pune in August 2012. 3,000 people fled Bangalore.
You can either add fuel to the fire.
Who's adding fuel to the fire?
It is. We should not add fuel to the fire. We should not rub salt into the wounds. Of course, there may be some problems, but that doesn't mean we can brand this, exaggerate it, and escalate it to such an extent that it has become a divisive issue. We all concede that there are some issues, but we are all Indians first. We are all Indians first.
Of course.
But we should not use this as a divisive issue. It's a very sensitive issue. That
of course it was. Nido Tania was an Indian too. Nido Tania was an Indian too. He too had a right to live. He was an Indian
They
too.
are Indians. They are
so what are you
equal
talking?
Indians
Don't
with us.
lecture me. I'm sorry.
We are Indians.
Don't lecture. Don't tell me about being Indian first.
Are we exaggerating the issue?
I am asking you. In October 2011, the Vice Chancellor of the University of Hyderabad initiates a drive to curb alcoholism and drug abuse on the campus, and chooses to begin the drive starting with northeastern students. Who's stereotyping the northeastern students? Who's stereotyping people from the northeast?
There might be some.
Might be.
Arnabji, there might be some problems. We all concede that. But this is not the way to tackle the issue. If you are going to entirely brand this as a racist thing, people are going to be alienated further. See the minister, he spoke so responsibly. He dealt with the issue very sensitively. We have to take care of such a very sensitive issue in a very soft way.
Veena Lakshmi.
Very diplomatic way. But we cannot lose it in
Veena Lakshmi.
Getting killed. Okay. It's just enough is enough.
In the race for votes before the general elections, parties often picked compromises over propriety. When one such move backfired, the BJP was forced to rethink on a ticket to the controversial Mutalik. Threats and intimidation didn't stop us from reporting. Questions raised by the NewsHour rattled the man behind the Mangalore pub attack.
Mr. Mutalik, I am a journalist. I don't think you deserve to be in politics. आपका कोई हक नहीं है राजनीति में घुसने का. आपकी जो ट्रैक रिकॉर्ड है उसके बाद आपने कोशिश की, फिर जब एक्सपोज हो गए तो फिर बीजेपी ने डिसाइड किया कि आपको नहीं लेंगे. तो ये और आपके और बीजेपी के बीच में है. आप मीडिया पे क्यों उस तरह से गुस्सा कर रहे थे?
मुझे आप जो कह रहे हैं, आप अनफिट है पॉलिटिक्स में, जो कह रहे हैं आप नहीं पॉलिटिक्स में जा सकते कह रहे हैं, आप कौन कहने वाले हैं? ये प्रजा डेमोक्रेसी है. ये
मैं पत्रकार हूं और मुझे लगता है कि यू डोंट डिजर्व टू बी इन पॉलिटिक्स, क्योंकि मिस्टर मुतालिक
पॉलिटिक्स में जा सकता है,
मिस्टर मुतालिक
चुनाव में लड़ सकता है. आप कौन होते हैं?
मिस्टर मुतालिक,
कौन? Who are you?
You are intimidating young girls. You are criminally threatening them. You are creating mischief. The charges on you are very serious. 505, 506.
Of course.
And after that, you want to represent us. We don't people like you in the government. We don't want people like you as our representatives who cannot protect our girls, who cannot protect our children.
सुनने के लिए हम नहीं बैठे हैं.
तो आप
हमारे जैसे सुनिए, हम भी कहने वाले हैं. हमें बैठने का, आपको सुनने के लिए.
आप कोई मेहरबानी नहीं कर रहे हम पे, लोगों पे, कि आप वहां पे बैठे हुए हैं.
आपके बात भाषण सुनने के नहीं आए हैं हम.
मुतालिक जी, आप
भाषण क्या कहते हो?
मुझे पता है कि
मुझे बैठने वाले को बोलने दो ना.
आपकी हिम्मत कैसे हुई राजनीति ज्वाइन करने की?
क्या सोचते हैं?
आपकी हिम्मत
गलत बात कहने वाले, झूठा बात कहने वाले क्या सोचते हैं?
आप जो मर्जी करिए, तमाम
आपका चैनल है, ये झूठा चैनल है आपका.
आपको पता चल जाएगा कि देश की जनता आपके साथ कितनी है. आपको लगता है आपके साथ देश की जनता है?
देख लीजिए, जनता हमारे साथ है.
मुतालिक जी, पहली बात तो आपसे ये कहूंगा कि आप अपने आप को थोड़ा बिहेव कीजिए.
गलत मैसेज गया है
मुतालिक जी,
इसलिए मैं कहता हूं.
मुतालिक जी, मेरी बात सुनिए मुतालिक जी. पहली बात तो यह है, जब आपसे पूछा जाए तब बात कीजिए. आपको मैंने कुछ पूछा? आपसे कुछ नहीं पूछा. आप क्यों इंटरप्ट कर रहे हैं?
आप बोलने के लिए,
आप उत्तेजित मत होइए. आप एक्सपोज हो चुके हैं. आपको बीजेपी में घुसने की कोशिश आपकी नाकाम हो चुकी है. भारतीय जनता पार्टी में घुसने की कोशिश आपकी नाकाम हो चुकी है. और आपको ये आज समझ में आ रहा है कि 5 साल हो चुके हैं, मगर 5 सालों में लोगों ने, प्लीज चुप हो जाइए, प्लीज आप चुप हो जाइए. आप चुप हो जाइए मुतालिक जी. और इस तरह से आप व्यवहार करेंगे तो प्रोग्राम छोड़ के चले जाइए, क्योंकि आई एम नॉट इंटरेस्टेड इन योर बैड बिहेवियर ऑन टेलीविजन. ओके? Don't try your gundaism on television. Do not try your gundaism on television.
ये मैंगलोर का कोई पद नहीं है. ये आपकी कर्नाटक की सरकार नहीं है.
Don't try your gundaism on
2009 में कर्नाटक में भाजपा की सरकार थी. आपकी सरकार नहीं है आज.
We are not interested.
और आपकी बीजेपी सरकार आएगी भी नहीं अगर इस तरह से आप महिलाओं के साथ अत्याचार करेंगे.
हमारे ऐसा गंदी और ऐसा गंदी चैनल है, झूठा चैनल है.
आपको जो प्रश्न करे
बोल रहे इस निखिल जोशी को हमने कहा था.
आप मेरे रिपोर्टर ने, मुतालिक जी, मेरी एक बात सुन लीजिए. निखिल, आप भागने, आपको एक बात कह देता हूं मैं. आपने हमारे रिपोर्टर, एक सुन लीजिए. आई एम प्राउड ऑफ माई रिपोर्टर, द वे ही स्टूड अप टू यू. Any independent journalist will do that. And there they are going away, and I'm saying it once again. We will not allow this gundaism on television.
2014 has been a tumultuous year for Indian cricket. As muck covered the IPL, The NewsHour was the show that sought accountability from cricket bosses who debated the need for an overhaul, questioning those who ran an IPL bookie ring and sold the game's credibility. Those who punted were also on the hot seat on the NewsHour.
Mr. Bindu Dara Singh, how long was it going on between you and Gurunath Mayappan, whether you were partners or not? I'm not saying you signed a legal contract. How long were you engaged in this nefarious act of betting?
You have to understand that everything I've spoken to the court. The court has given us clean sheet. Why are you?
But how long were you betting?
The court and keeping on saying this.
Why are you nervous? Why don't you tell me how long were you betting?
No, I'm telling you, we've not even exchanged one single penny. So the betting is.
I'm not saying. 1 second.
Maybe 3-4 months.
3-4 months. Okay. So you were okay. Thank you for the confession. You admit to the crime.
You have to understand. I have nothing to do with these people.
Do you admit to the crime?
Nothing to do with Mr. Ramesh Vyas or Mumbai. There's no crime. I've not done any crime. It's my money. I burn it. I throw it. I give it to the beggars. I give it to any bookie. I don't care.
I thought this is really shameless. I thought you'd at least say sorry.
I am shameless.
Okay, you are shameless. Fine.
I'm sorry.
Okay, now stay on to the debate, Bindu Dara Singh. Stay on. I mean, this is exactly the problem, you see. Mr. Bindu Dara Singh, people like you believe we can get away with it. You think this is all one big game, one gigantic game. You think this is some B-grade movie. But at least will you admit that you are a criminal because you have admitted to betting?
You have to why would you call me a criminal? What have
because betting is a crime in India and And you are brazen about acknowledging that you bet in cricket.
I am sitting here in this panel because people are after Mr. Srinivasan. There was no way other to get to him. They got him through me. I don't care if he goes, if he stays, but it's wrong. Politically motivated case, we got stuck. So that 1.5 years never going to come
you
back.
make me laugh, Mr. Dara Singh.
Good luck to all of them.
Mr. Dara Singh,
I don't watch cricket anymore, and I will never.
Mr. Dara Singh,
one fan.
Mr. Dara Singh, you see, aren't you a criminal? I mean, ask yourself tonight. At the end of the day, you go ahead
I'm not a criminal. I'm a pakka Desh Bhagat. And I tell you, what has happened to us, I hope it never happens to anybody. But just to get to one Srinivasan, so many lies fixed in a political case. Unbelievable what happened with me. I hope it never happens to anybody else. God bless you all.
1 second. He's running away from the program, okay?
The Modi government was ushered in with a promise of Achhe Din for India. But when a few select parliamentarians enjoyed the change that India of 2014 was promised, the NewsHour questioned the birth of a new caste system in Lutyens, Delhi. For a nation that stood up to fight the Lal Batti culture, the circular that allowed members of parliament to live off the exchequer, to live king size and become the new Raj in India, wouldn't go unchallenged.
Some of these MPs say we need to reach Parliament on time. I don't know. Can you get to Parliament only on the first row of a flight? Can you get to Parliament only after drinking free tea and coffee? Can you get to Parliament only after being handheld across the airport by airport staff? By not standing in a queue? Can you get to Parliament only if somebody else does your check-in, somebody else carries your bag? In a written reply in Parliament, Minister of State for Civil Aviation said that this 2007 circular is what we will go by, and also went on to say, and you can go tomorrow to Parliament and check the facts. And if you are wrong, you can write to me saying I'm wrong. Yet your government said that if those people don't get these facilities, Mr. Rudy, Mr. Rudy, now you must listen to me on why you are wrong here. Mr. Rudy, let me complete. Mr. Rudy, you have to let me complete and go to the others also.
Mr. Goswami, you will not have a free ride to tell what you are saying.
Mr. Rudy,
I will not give you a free ride.
Mr. Rudy, did the minister... Okay, now Mr. Rudy, Mr. Salve is speaking now. Mr. Salve is speaking now.
We need now, I think a time has come where we should have complete transparency on salaries and perquisites for members in Parliament. Nobody begrudges them their salaries and perquisites as long as they make it open, they make it public, they go to Parliament, they put it in a law, they have it passed. And the people know what they are giving to themselves. And that is the kind of scrutiny which it must bear, not these kind of executive circulars sneaked out to further this kind of feudalism in India.
ये जो VVIP syndrome है, ये political लोगों में नहीं, ये सभी जगह फैला हुआ है और हमारा माइंडसेट ऐसा नहीं है. अभी मैंने
तो सिर्फ नहीं
एक मिनट
त्यागी जी, ये सर्कुलर सिर्फ एमपीज के बारे में क्यों है? ये तो एमपीज के बारे में है ना?
ये तो सही.
और आप जस्टिफाई क्यों कर रहे हैं?
कोई जो बात आपको अच्छी नहीं लगती, आप सुनते क्यों नहीं है?
private airlines give customer service like this been forced on them? This rule made it mandatory for private airlines to treat MPs in a different way.
Why have you forgotten me?
What I'd like to say is that, the minute one starts clipping the wings of these high flyers, there's going to be protest. They are going to sort of all band together and vociferously demand those rights to be reinstated if ever that they are withdrawn. So unless the citizens' voice is kept strong and unless the people keep at it and demand that these kind of ridiculous perks and privileges that a very spoiled group of MPs has been accustomed to as if it's their birthright, not just accustomed to but often misused, that has to change.
A Victorian buggy, a ride across town, a 75-foot cake and a city grinds to a halt to please one man. As party like Mulayam became India's biggest talking point, the NewsHour questioned the need for a socialist leader to splurge when millions beg to live.
Welcome to the world of the socialist 75-kilo cake. The socialist 75 kilo laddu. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, the socialist Victorian buggy. These are new inventions in our political life. We are doing it for poor people. I'm not sitting on the buggy. I'm sitting on the buggy for poor people. I don't want the cake. The poor people want the cake. I don't want the laddu. The poor people want the laddu. I don't want the film stars strutting around on stage or the film stars dancing around there. Or I don't want the private planes bringing them in. I'm doing it for the poor people. That's what they say. They shoot off the shoulders of the poor people. They shoot off the shoulders of the poor people.
Because they're innocent. Because they're innocent. Because they're innocent. They get misled. They get misled. They are innocent. They take these politicians on their face value. Arnab, I want to ask. I just want to ask one question. Now listen to me. Gaurav, listen to me. Am I raising an irrelevant point when I say
if you are a Shubchintak of Netaji, if you are a Shubchintak of Netaji, if you are a Shubchintak of Netaji, Gaurav, go back and tell him that this should not have been done because this is not in public favor. You have to be honest to your party and to your Netaji. Please take the sentiment back. You are giving wrong message.
He is himself conscious of that. He is himself conscious of that.
Why did he allow this? Why did he allow this? Why did he allow this?
I don't need to
He
tell him
shouldn't have
that.
allowed this. He shouldn't have allowed this. He shouldn't have allowed this. Those psychophants around him.
Now listen to me. I heard you. I'll give you a response. If the party persons and every person wanted that we celebrate one birthday out of 75
like this
with some fanfare out of party.
No, why? Why?
Fine.
He should have refused. He should have refused.
What is wrong with
No, he should have refused.
So,
he should have
does
refused.
That take away,
he should have refused. He should have sat.
Does that
he
take
should
away
have
from
sat
the
with
simplicity that
No,
the
he
man
should
has followed for 75 years? Does that take away from the simplicity of that man?
Yes. He should have
lawyers' principles upside down.
He should have
sat with 75,000 people who are below the poverty line in Uttar Pradesh.
It turns lawyers' principles upside down.
You can disagree.
It wasn't just an insult to the Prime Minister's office, but India itself. When Nawaz Sharif was called to the coronation ceremony of the Shahi Imam, it wasn't just about personal equations, but patriotism, which was being tested.
Narendra Modi is the Prime Minister of India, and by inviting Nawaz Sharif at his expense, you as an Indian have granted greater legitimacy to the Prime Minister of Pakistan than the Prime Minister of your own country. That's the issue tonight. I hope Asaduddin Owaisi will rise to the occasion and talk about that.
We have clear reservations with Mr. Narendra Modi, not with the Prime Minister. We have reservations with Mr. Narendra Modi.
You can keep your reservations
Well, I don't know,
level. No,
perhaps,
Nalin
Mr.
Kohli.
Goswami, may I
Nalin
come
Kohli.
in?
Yes, please, Mr. Kohli.
I find this fascinating. Either Mr. Bukhari here suffers from some sort of schizophrenia or some kind of bipolarity, that he believes that we have reservations with Mr. Modi but not the Prime Minister of India. Perhaps he is in hibernation and he doesn't know that Mr. Narendra Modi is
the Prime Minister of India. He is there because of the Constitution of India, the electorate of India. And now, whether you like or don't like, he is the Prime Minister for all, just as I do not like some Congress Prime Ministers in the past, but I respect them for being the Prime Minister of India, and I will defend that institution.
But he is not, unfortunately.
He is the Prime Minister of India.
They are behaving
Sabka
like an
Vikas. I don't believe in it.
They are choosing to engage with Pakistan over the institution of the Prime Minister. Nobody is asking them for an invitation.
Why don't
Sayed
Tariq Bukhari, Kamal Farooqi, this argument being put, well, I am friends with Nawaz Sharif.
Sorry, we have no intent, we have not at all bad intentions.
Kamal Farooqi
on the personal basis.
Tariq bhai, let me go. Bad intentions,
not at all a need of an apology.
There's a difference between bad and terrible.
It clearly says that.
Sorry.
This is a coronation ceremony.
What coronation?
Whom to not.
What do you mean coronation? Are you living in the 16th century that you are coronating someone in a democracy?
What coronation? Is this your personal freedom?
Invite Mr. Narendra Modi.
One at a time. Kamal Farooqi, please.
As far as I would request Tariq Sahab, first of all, never use the word coronation of Imam if it does not find anywhere. Number two, stop calling yourself as Shahi Imam. Number three, under no circumstances we will welcome Nawaz Sharif in Jama Masjid. Please understand, no Muslim in the country will having all those kind of things was what Nawaz Sharif is saying. He is not welcomed in Jama Masjid area at all. These are the three things which you please people must understand.
When he was
that does not mean that you would
should any self-respecting Indian attend that ceremony? Should any self-respecting Indian attend that ceremony?
Mr. Tariq Bukhari, why did you join Himayat Committee of Vajpayee ji after 2 years of those rights? Why did you join that? So please don't emotionalize the whole issue. Right now he is my Prime Minister. Right now he is the Prime Minister of my country. He is not the Prime Minister of BJP. He is the Prime Minister of my country. Under no circumstances I will allow you or any other Muslim to damage the office of the Prime Minister.
Armed with brooms and a photo lens in tow, they took to the streets to send a message. While some, even in the opposition, lapped up Modi's Swachh Bharat campaign, there were some others, ironically from the BJP, who reduced it to a joke. The NewsHour questioned this duplicity and the attitude of tokenism that overtook the real intent.
प्रधानमंत्री ने क्या कहा था? उन्होंने कहा था ना मैं गंदा करूंगा ना गंदा करने दूंगा. I will not litter, and I will not let others litter. आप तो ऐसा कर रहे हैं कि मैं पहले गंदा करूंगा फिर मैं साफ करवाऊंगा. You've reduced this to a joke.
This is Lachin's Delhi.
Yeah.
They have no reason to go and clean up in Lachin's Delhi. Secondly, look at the video. Look at the way they're cleaning. Is that way any way to clean? Everybody is cleaning.
But this whole Swachh Bharat nowadays. Ajay Bose.
It is absolutely.
Ajay, this whole Swachh Bharat nowadays. These film stars and celebrities and all these people who are doing Swachh Bharat, do they ever go to a real garbage dump?
All their initiatives live and die in the world of camera. Arnab, what is happening today is sad. Cleanliness is a responsibility of every citizen, but they, being the flag bearers, are cheating. They are cheating the people of this country.
You have to land from Mars. You have to land from Mars to think that the only thing to clean in Delhi are dried leaves. सूखे पत्तों को साफ करने की जो कोशिश है वो तो कॉमिक है.
Don't start the शायरी.
No, it's not शायरी, it is Hindi, by the way. What are you saying?
You are very good in Hindi nowadays, I know, but please let me answer 2 points. You have asked as to why Mr. Satish Upadhyay was cleaning the cleanest part of Delhi,
yes,
Lodi Road.
Everyone's asking.
The answer is everyone. Let me answer everyone here. Look, the organizers over here were the Islamic Center. The brand ambassador for cleanliness in this case was Mr. Qureshi, who is the president of Indian Islamic Center. It is but natural that Mr. Qureshi, though I am not speaking on behalf of Mr. Qureshi, let Mr. Qureshi
cut ribbon and prick up a broom and
just a second, can I complete? You were absent yesterday when 84 riots were discussed. Today, when few leaves are being discussed, you have jumped into the debate. So better be a bystander in the debate. Better be a bystander when I'm answering. No, not. Why ostrich? You do not allow me to speak and you shout in the middle of it. I am answering, you have the patience of listening. Now it is but natural that Mr. Qureshi would have wished that the Islamic Center photo must have been in the background so that a message goes out to the whole minority community that we are standing by the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan.
No. So you are using the photo op.
He is to qualify.
You are using the photo op. It's an admission by Sambit Patra on the program.
You have to remember.
One, you are seen to be going to the Islamic Center. Second, you are cleaning up dirt. So you are trying to appeal to a certain vote bank. And on top of it, you also get a photo op. My question. It's not it's like saying today. It's like saying today.
Cacophony stop? Can I answer?
Question is simple. Question is simple. Sambit, no, question is simple.
The answer has not been completed as yet.
The answer, please complete the answer. There are a lot of other people have also opening the lines.
You need to advertise along with work.
So it's an advertisement. I mean, how much will you confess on air?
As far as campaign is concerned.
You just said it's a photo op. Now you say it's an advertisement. What are you doing? You are compromising your party's position.
A party born out of an anti-corruption movement. Hopes were many and anticipation high when Arvind Kejriwal took over the reins of Delhi. But when the drama ended 48 days later for the political novices, 1 billion Indians had just one question. The NewsHour with Arnab asked the Aam Aadmi Party if it had betrayed the capital's trust. Kejriwal's gamble had crumbled.
If Arvind Kejriwal wanted the Jan Lokpal bill to go through, he just needed to wait a few days. 3-4 days. He can tell to the people that, okay, I give the LG and the government 6 days or 7 days to take it through the constitutional motions. Because the fact is the centre had not opposed the bill on its contents. It was only saying, okay, Mr. Kejriwal, just take it through this process because the constitution says take it through this process. So you could have said 4-5 days we wait. Now what you ensure is that people, when they accuse that Arvind Kejriwal actually did not want the Jan Lokpal, otherwise he could have waited 5 or 6 days. If after that they would have not allowed the Jan Lokpal bill to go through to the assembly to be voted upon and passed, then Kejriwal could have gone and said that I was betrayed. But he didn't wait 5-6 days.
Welcome to politics, Mr. Mehta.
But I thought, welcome to politics.
Arnab, I wanted a chance
welcome to politics.
May I have it?
Mr. Singh, what do you mean, welcome to politics? You know, all those people, I am very, very appalled at what you have just said. Welcome to politics.
In your loyal staff today.
What do you mean, welcome?
Arnab,
1 minute. I want you. No, 1 second.
Arnab,
this is the most. This is singularly the most disappointing. 1 minute, sir. Please, no, sir. 1 minute. This is singularly the most cynical comment I have heard through this whole week. 10,000 people in the Delhi metro were promised jobs.
What happened in the Delhi assembly was not politics.
People in the slums were promised houses. Women were promised safety.
Match.
I treated. And now you say welcome to politics.
Delhi Congress and Delhi BJP and Bombay corporate interests.
Welcome to politics for all the people.
I pity them.
For all the people who said this is an antidote to the kind of politics we have seen in this country. To say we let off Sheila Dikshit. We didn't follow up on an FIR against Mukesh Ambani. And when I ask you the question, then you say welcome to politics.
This is a misuse of the media.
I'm really sorry.
They allowed the massacre. None of India's governments in the past have paid due attention to eliminating militancy in the northeast. Every time militants struck, the nation has been caught unaware and on the back foot. Why do we let it happen? Have successful regimes allowed the crisis to fester for political gains? The NewsHour didn't let politicians forget why 72 lives were lost in Assam.
Terrorist groups are smarter than you, and B, there has been politics, there is politics over it. So essentially you would admit you have failed. What is the use of all your intelligence, sir, if you can't implement anything on the ground?
No, it is not the central government. Arnav Goswami, listen to me first. I am not talking of the central government. I am talking of the state government here.
So if the state government fails, Mr. Seshadri Chari, my counter question to you is, if the state government fails, which you know, if they lack the apparatus, which you know, if there is politics on the ground, which you know, then the intelligence which you are providing is ineffective, then why don't you go there and take over the situation? Take over the situation, be more proactive. Why complain now that the intelligence apparatus was not used?
We cannot.
I began the NewsHour by saying there is a chatterati and a chattering class in Lutyens, Delhi that will even defend Pakistan but have no time to talk about the problems in the northeast. You hear Seshadri Chari there. Seshadri Chari says there's politics and political reasons why you can't tackle this problem.
Yes, there is definitely lack of political will. There is definitely lack of policy. There is an absence of policy, a policy failure, a police failure, an administrative failure, and also a failure of understanding.
Why are you saying if you need to take tough action, first the Tarun Gogoi government will have to go? Why are you saying that? Then we'll get Gaurav Gogoi to respond. Why are you saying that?
That is because the Tarun Gogoi government will not allow the central government to take certain actions in their state.
Why? Why,
Seshadri?
Why, Seshadri Chari?
They will not.
Why won't they?
Because they will make it a political issue.
Why will they make it a political issue?
I mean, the kind of illusions that he's making, and astoundingly foolish, I'd say, using a very light word, to say that to control 200 odd extremist massacres, criminals, you need to dismiss a government, impose presidential, this kind of attitude, this kind of strategy. God save the king, God save Assam.
It's not so simple.
Let me tell you, if
no, it is not the question of just 200 people. It is not the question of 200 people.
I'm talking about this 200.
It is a much serious trouble. There are more than
18 group has got no.
There are more than 18. There are more than 18 terrorist organizations in Assam.
Allow me to finish.
There are more than 18 terrorist organizations in Assam. Can the state government guarantee that they will take action in the next 48 hours? Can the state government guarantee that they will take action within the next 48 hours?
Listen, 200 people has been taking...
I don't have to listen to you. You listen to me. You answer my question.
These are facts.
You answer my question. What is the state government's plan to take action? Does the state government have a plan to take any action? Does the state government have any plan to take any action? What is the state government's plan?
Can I respond?
They are talking about lapses?
Can I respond?
They are talking about lapses?
Can I respond?
The chief secretary has gone on a leave. The chief minister is not issuing a statement.
Can I answer you now? I have fought Ulfa. I have lost my general secretaries. I have faced bullets. I have faced so much of opposition from Ulfa. We fought them on the ground. We are not speaking only on television, national televisions. But let me tell you, I am not talking about insurgency as a whole. Arnab, you remember, all the time these massacres have been taking place for the last 5 or 6 years. We have identified NDFBS as a prime killer. I am now into only this particular incident. 200 people. Do you mean to say that the Indian state machinery or the state machinery is so weak that you can't finish off 200 terrorists?
No, Seshadri Chari says you don't want to.
I'm not against the point.
Seshadri Chari says you don't want to.
One second.
Not that you can't. He says you don't want to.
1 second. Let me tell you, NDFBS has supported the BJP candidate in the last election against me. And
answer the charge. Answer the charge. Seshadri Chari, he's now put it back at you. Now please answer him. He says the NDFBS, this particular terrorist group, has backed a BJP candidate against him. This is a very serious charge. Mr. Chari, you must answer this. You must answer this charge that Kirip Chalia has now thrown directly at you. Mr. Seshadri Chari.
I strongly refute it. This is an irresponsible statement.
For nearly a decade, Times Now has proven why it's India's election news headquarters. On May 16th this year, when the country woke up to a saffron surge, your channel was the first to spot the trends and call the elections. At 9:37 a.m. on Result Day Live, Arnab called the elections to predict a Modi government at the centre.
Ajit Singh is trailing in Bagpat. Naveen Jindal is trailing in Kurukshetra. This is very big. If there is an anti-Congress wave, an anti-UPA wave, this is it. Ajit Singh trails in Bagpat. That's massive. It's absolutely massive, isn't it? Sankarshan, Ajit Singh in Bagpat, Naveen Jindal in Kurukshetra.
Absolutely, Arnab.
Who would have thought this was possible?
Arnab, this means that not only are we seeing a historic mandate for Mr. Modi, and we keep getting into RSS and BJP, it is for Mr. Modi, because the RSS has always existed, and still they've lost elections. You need someone to be the catalyst and change.
This is exciting.
Look at this. It's all saffron, west to east, with few pockets of green. West to east is saffron.
From the northeastern part of
Completely a
this country.
standing applause.
From the northeastern part of this country, sweeping
to the
across
west,
Orissa,
complete
Madhya
saffron.
Pradesh, even getting to Bengal, right down to Kerala, where we are told the BJP is leading in certain parts.
This is a Modi tsunami.
Where is Congress? Congress. Where is Congress?
When we come back, and by the way, at 9:37 we call the election. We can say as we head into our first break, I will show you the overall numbers. The map lights up there behind me. We'll tell you the vote shares about 1 hour from now. 524 of 543 trends are in. 305 for the NDA, 74 for the UPA, 60 for the Congress party. Rahul Gandhi faces the biggest threat to his political existence, and Narendra Modi needs nobody to form the most stable government in what could be a turning point in Indian politics, ladies and gentlemen. And why is this going to be a turning point in Indian politics? It's because after 25 years, this verdict and the wipeout of the Congress party could signify the end of coalition era in our country. Narendra Modi is the Prime Minister of India, and by inviting Nawaz Sharif at his expense, you as an Indian have granted greater legitimacy to the Prime Minister of Pakistan than the Prime Minister of your own country.
Whether you like or don't like, he is the Prime Minister for all.
This is a coronation ceremony.
He is not welcomed in Jama Masjid area at all. Right now, he is the Prime Minister of my country.
The best of NewsHour 2014 with Arnab Goswami. What empowers India's right-wing fringe groups? Vandalizing movie halls, calling for a ban on a movie that questioned blind beliefs. When they threw intolerance at artistic freedom, the NewsHour with Arnab questioned the self-styled keepers of religion, who targeted the Amir Khan starrer, PK.
मुझे बताइए कि फिल्म के एंड पे आमिर खान के कैरेक्टर क्या कहते हैं सारे रिलीजन्स के बारे में, जरा मुझे बताइए।
नहीं मुझे
जरा मुझे बताइए
कि आमिर खान
नहीं, जरा अगर आपने देखा है और अगर आप इसकी राजनीतिकरण नहीं कर रहे हैं अपने स्वार्थ के लिए, अपने स्वार्थ के लिए इसका राजनीतिकरण आप नहीं कर रहे हैं, तो मुझे बताइए, मुझे बताइए, मैं सवाल पूछ रहा हूं आपको, क्या कहा आमिर खान के कैरेक्टर ने?
नहीं क्या कहा उनको सबको?
अरे आपने देखा है पिक्चर, आप बताइए, या फिर आप झूठ बोल रहे हैं?
अरे मैं क्या मतलब है आपका? आपको मेरा इंटरोगेशन करने
नहीं, मैं इंटरोगेशन नहीं इसको कहते हैं, आपका सवाल पूछ रहा हूं। नहीं सीधा सवाल, ये इंटरोगेशन कैसे हो गया?
अरे भाई पिक्चर में
मैंने एक मिनट क्या कहा? 1 second, I am doubting whether he seen the movie. Mayank Shekhar, how is it possible that he is protesting against the film? He doesn't appear he's seen the movie. Pandit Ajay Gautam, have you seen the film?
I have seen the relevant part of the film.
What do you mean relevant part of the film?
I have seen.
What do you mean relevant part? You have also not seen the film.
I have seen where the Lord. I have seen where the Lordship pulling the rickshaw. I have seen.
What do you know what is
not at all.
You haven't seen the film.
I have seen. I have seen where the Lord. Where the Lord. Where the Lord pulling the rickshaw.
1 second. This is terrific, and I want everybody watching NewsHour to note this. I want everybody watching NewsHour to note this. I have asked the VHP representative and Pandit Ajay Gautam, you are furious about the film.
Pulling the rickshaw.
Relax,
I have seen where the Lordship.
Calm down.
Has he taken a survey to talk on behalf of the rest of India? These are a bunch of
Pandit Ajay Gautam.
Gundas and hoodlums. And would they have protested? Would they have protested?
भाषा को ठीक करिए आप।
Would they have
भाषा को ठीक
protested?
करिएगा। और डिबेट कर रहे हैं या आप मजाक कर रहे हो आप लोग? गाली देना औरों को भी आता है। मेरी बहन जरा अपने शब्दों को ठीक करिए।
एक बंसल जी और पंडित अजय गौतम जी, आप कह रहे हैं शोभा दे को भाषा ठीक। शोभा दे ने क्या कहा कि जो ये व्यक्ति हैं जिन्होंने डंडा लेके सिनेमा हॉल में तोड़फोड़ की, सुन लीजिए मेरी बात, आपको गुंडा नहीं कहा,
जबरदस्ती
आपको नहीं कहा, आपको गुंडा नहीं कहा, आपको गुंडा नहीं कहा।
मैं आपको कह रही हूँ ये जो हमें टीवी पे दिखाई दे रहे हैं आयरन रॉड्स लेके जो डिस्ट्रॉय कर रहे हैं प्रॉपर्टी, वो लोग जरूर गुंडागिरी कर रहे हैं। मैंने आपको कभी
मैं उल्टी तौर से बात पूछता हूँ पंडित अजय गौतम जी, अगर गुंडे नहीं हैं तो क्या है? भारत के भविष्य हैं
सर,
भारत के भविष्य है।
They are the victimized. They are the
victimized. ये victimized है। अच्छा ठीक है, victimized.
They are victims. They approach to the law and order. They approach to the center.
और जो
the concerned authority. And concerned authority failed to act upon their petition. Then what they have to do?
In communal cauldron, Uttar Pradesh, they didn't even spare the symbol of love. As communal forces staked claim to the wonder of the world, the NewsHour questioned the hate politics and the desperation to divide communities. The message was simple. It's your Taj, but it's not their Taj to communalize.
पहली बात तो ये है, एक मिनट सुन लीजिए। शाहिद सिद्दीकी, I want to go to Shahid Siddiqui. Shahid Siddiqui, as far as I know, in 2005, the UP Waqf Board passed an order that the Taj Mahal is Waqf property. The Supreme Court stayed the UP Sunni Waqf Board order declaring the Taj Mahal a Waqf property. So if the matter is in court, then the first question should be asked to the great Gaurav Bhatia that if the matter is in court, why is your leader doing politics over it? And that also the same leader who said last year that the Taj Mahal should be demolished. No, one second. You can't answer all the time. This question will be answered by Shahid Siddiqui. Shahid Siddiqui.
Of the people of Uttar Pradesh, they have done nothing for the Muslims. They had promised 18% reservation for Muslims in the last election. They promised the moon. They promised the sun. They promised the skies. They have for the upliftment of the downtrodden, including the minorities, the maximum work has been done by the Samajwadi Party government. And Mr. Shahid Siddiqui, you were part of Samajwadi Party, and you used to praise this party and this government. Were you not part of Samajwadi Party? You used to praise Samajwadi Party. He hates anything which is based on love. These people are sympathized. Just because you've left the party, you want to do all this to the Taj. These people cannot and will not be able to run anything in Uttar Pradesh, including the Waqf Board, including the Taj. And I think Mr. Azam Khan is one of the biggest opponents of the rights of Muslims in India. I fail to understand.
People don't want the Taj Mahal, for God's sake. Every single, Muslim person will tell you today कि हमें बेवकूफ बनाने की कोशिश मत कीजिए कि अब ताजमहल देंगे.
Come on, this is
ridiculous.
This is the Taj Mahal belongs to every Indian.
Yeah, so don't communalize it. Yes, it does. And so don't do what you're doing. Yes, it is. Yes, it does. So don't try and take it away from us.
Mr. Akhilesh Yadav himself is concerned about the Taj.
Yeah, he was so concerned about the Taj. What? Okay, what's Sudhanshu Trivedi? 3 minutes on the debate. Sudhanshu Trivedi is saying something to you. Sudhanshu Trivedi कुछ कह रहे हैं आपसे, सुन लीजिए please.
I would like to ask Samajwadi Party if at all they were concerned about the development of Taj and the areas around it, what they have done. I would like to remind to your listeners that do you remember that Taj corridor issue, the Taj Expressway? The Taj Expressway was devised during the Bharatiya Janata Party government in Uttar Pradesh. The day you answer that, when present Home Minister Rajnath Singh was Chief Minister of UP. Don't answer. In the subsequent government, Mayawati government has done corruption in that. So the entire project got stopped. I would like to ask Samajwadi Party what they have done about that project. In the Taj Expressway and the creating a new airport and the other things around the Taj. They have done nothing. This shows their seriousness about the development of the
the Taj, but unfortunately, they are trying to put it on a communal line, and if you will try to put any monument under Archaeological Survey of India as a religious monument, you are trying to open a Pandora box.
No, 1 second, just a minute.
And Mr. Yogi Adityanath, Giriraj Singh, Sakshi Maharaj, how can you ask me questions when you yourself have demolished the Babri Masjid? You have been communalizing the atmosphere in UP, and you have the courage to ask me a question.
This is not a simple judicial process. How can the 26/11 executor get bail in 24 hours after applying for bail on a day when not a single lawyer was present?
The Lakhvi's lawyer had cross-examined the magistrate who had recorded confession. Ajmal Kasab has given the detailed role of the all Lakhvi as well as the Hafiz side.
You will have to hear me out. You will have to hear me.
On the campaign trail in the run-up to the general elections of 2014, Prime Minister Narendra Modi often personalized his speeches with the venue in mind. The NewsHour debated the remark that hurt a martyr's family. What followed was an emotional discussion on the attitude of the political class towards the armed forces.
The martyrdom of neither your family or Vikram Batra or Captain Vijayan Thapar can ever be forgotten. I am only concerned now, Miss Shakuntala Bhandarkar, I am really concerned today that in this election, we began this election saying it's an election for the future of India. And somewhere we do believe that somewhere you need to draw the line. I think both sides need to draw the line. Miss Lekhi, you also said that Mrs. Batra should have joined the BJP instead of fighting Anurag Thakur on an Aam Aadmi Party ticket.
Correct.
Because she asked
why?
That
she has said
they should withdraw.
She has said it.
No, why do you say that?
Candidate against her. Because we
have never asked to withdraw.
Maruf, where do you think Mr. Modi made a mistake? Do you think Meenakshi Lekhi is doubling the mistake tonight? Maruf,
This country and its politicians do not respect the armed forces. They do not deserve the armed forces that we have. We have some of the finest men in uniform. They have repeatedly gone against odds and sacrificed their lives. And as Mrs. Bhandarkar has brought out, they have to queue up. They have to be humiliated. They have to wait.
Absolutely.
To get recognition.
And you use them when an election comes forth. And when an election comes forth, you use them politically.
The BJP. He cannot use this language to the BJP.
What respect?
Why does Mr. Modi only use Dil Mange More? Why does he use that campaign cry in Himachal? Why didn't he do it in Rajasthan? Why didn't he do it in Gujarat? Why didn't he do it elsewhere? Because he's winning. He's wanting to win on a martyr's dead body.
He was in Palampur. He was in Palampur and he was remembering your son.
Specifically
What's wrong with that?
Ma'am, he was in Palampur.
What's wrong with that?
Yes, all the political motives.
Then
by Vikram Batra's name.
I am sorry. I refuse. I refuse to participate in a live debate where a father is crying on TV. I will not participate because I will not fall for this trap. I will
Miss
not
Lekhi, this is a very straightforward discussion.
No, it's not crap.
It's a very straightforward discussion. It's a very straightforward discussion.
I refuse to participate.
It's a very straightforward discussion.
145 massacred inside a Pakistan school. Lives of 132 children snuffed out by terror. But that didn't stop our neighbor from opening its gates to a terrorist who plotted 26/11. For a nation that pledged to never differentiate between good and bad terror, the contradiction couldn't have been bigger. No other show on Indian news television has questioned Pakistan like the NewsHour does.
What is this farce, Arif Chaudhry? It's not even a bad joke. This is not a simple judicial process. How can the 26/11 executor get bail in 24 hours after applying for bail on a day when not a single lawyer was present?
You have to listen. First of all, it's only a bail.
What do you mean only a bail? Have you seen the charge sheet against Zakir Rahman Lakhvi? What do you mean only a bail? Have you seen the mountain of evidence against him? Do you know about their involvement in the 2611 trial? The charge sheet was not filed by me or by Ujjwal Nikam, was it? It was filed by you. It was a charge sheet filed by you. Your own investigating agency has accused the man of masterminding the Mumbai terrorist attack. 135 of your children were killed in Peshawar. And if somebody tells you that another country caught the head of the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Taliban and gave him bail, how would you react?
Yesterday's event, what happened, our children have been killed, and you don't try to understand where we are right now. But the problem is that judiciary and rule of law, basically these are things where we don't have any control.
Mr. Chaudhary, please listen. Mr. Chaudhary, please listen. The Lakhvi's lawyer had cross-examined the magistrate who had recorded a confession. Ajmal Kasab has given the detailed role of the all Lakhvi as well as the Hafiz Saeed. Pakistan, that judicial commission has tendered that entire evidence in Pakistan court. What Pakistan authority has done?
If you are not able to counter facts or with facts, don't get personal with me. Ujjwal Nikam is countering you on fact. You are only complaining.
बात जो है लग़व है, absurd है. आपके ये डिबेट का तरीक़ेकार है.
Tell me, Vice Marshal Abid Rao, why does your country behave like thieves? Your army generals behave like thieves. If you have the courage to take this man out openly, take him out openly. Declare him a free man. Remove the case against him. But why do you do this like thieves? Hypothetical situation. If Mullah Fazlullah was caught by us somewhere, brought to India, and we had freed him, how would you have reacted? How would you have reacted?
Would have been the same.
Maruf Raza, please. Maruf Raza. Listen, now I'll have to reduce your... I'm going to Maruf Raza next. Maruf. No, what's it? Maruf.
Arif Saab.
Maruf Raza.
Arif Saab, please. Arif Saab, please.
Boliye Maruf.
I mean, we've heard you, but sir, will you hear me out? No, Mr. Arif, can you hear me out? I will not let you speak. Arif Saab, I will not let you speak. You will have to hear me out. No, Arif Saab, you will have to hear me out. You will have to hear me. नहीं Arif Saab, आप सुनिए. आप सुनिए थोड़ा. 2 मिनट चुप होके सुनिए.
I don't want to speak. Okay.
आप 2 मिनट चुप होके सुनिए. मैं आपको ये कह रहा हूं कि आपके खुद के इंटेलेक्चुअल्स ये टेररिस्ट को नहीं सपोर्ट करते हैं. But there is a nexus between the intelligence agencies and people like Lashkar-e-Toiba leaders like Hafiz Saeed and Zikrur Rahman Lakhvi, which is a known fact which even Pakistanis admit in writing. And this nexus can only break when the new narrative is adopted by Pakistan, wherein those who criticize this nexus are also given enough space in your medium, in your media, and in your discourse. What is happening right now, anybody who opposes this tryst between terror and the military is called anti-national.
A flamboyant couple who lived their lives in front of the cameras. She was the wife of a powerful politician. Some say she knew too much. When Sunanda Pushkar died, nobody bought it at face value. Many unanswered questions and an injury number 10 forced the NewsHour to ask the questions India had in mind.
In point number 7 of his affidavit, he says, and I quote, "It is further submitted that the fact that the said autopsy report of Sunanda Pushkar prepared by the applicant in the Sunanda Pushkar matter is not as per the diktats of the director Ames, who had personally called the applicant and asked him to give a clean chit in the late Sunanda Pushkar matter, irrespective of the professional opinion of the applicant." This means that this man, the head of the forensics department, was being told, just give it a clean chit, don't make it a matter now. That there should be a criminal investigation into this. Ashok Pandit. I just don't understand the logic of people who say, let's not talk about it. She's dead.
I've implied that these email exchanges are in the knowledge of the sub-divisional magistrate who's looked after this inquiry. And despite that, and Ames, which is after the health minister took cognizance, Ames comes out and says this entire theory is baseless about your esteemed doctor. And now, finally, if the misgivings are so blatant, for the last 1 month, Rajnath Singh, is he cooking eggs in the Ministry of Home Affairs? Why isn't he taking charge of it?
There is a group of people, doctors who
investigate. So where are those people? They should come and make some kind of a statement, the other doctors who were part of that team, because this is throwing many questions of credibility of the investigation machinery. It's also use of power to cover the person who's a powerful person. So powerful people could be covered.
I mean, the question is, how did Shashi Tharoor send an email to the AIIMS director or send information to the AIIMS director, try to pass on information? Is that not a way of applying pressure? How can a person who is himself under suspicion at that point of time...
Arnav, you can apply pressure, but Dr. Gupta is a very senior forensic doctor. Did he change the report due to the pressure, or was he a professional?
That's not the issue. That's not...
All other AIIMS doctors who are trying to oppose Gupta,
let him speak,
it's very natural. It's very natural because they had to save their skin. They have supported the pressures which had come in the hospital. So they also will be questioned. So line-wise, they all have to be brought and question and investigation has to be done. I again reiterate, Sunanda Pushkar cannot commit suicide. There were marks on her neck. So Shashi Tharoor cancelled his trip to Jaipur Film Fest one day earlier. He cancels it. Why does he cancel it? A question has to be asked to Mr. Shashi Tharoor.
The NewsHour has been the only news show questioning political arrogance across the spectrum. So when a Shiv Sena member of parliament force-fed a man who was fasting, there was a reason why we questioned not just the super arrogant MP, but even those who stood watching but did nothing.
A member of parliament is seen like behaving like a gunda, trying to force feed this man. The man says, I am fasting. A roti in 1 minute. A roti is shoved into his face. 1 minute. The roti is shoved into his face.
Listen to me.
Roti is shoved into his face after he says, I am fasting. No, why was the man insulted like that?
I see it. Not only I see it. I was there in the spot whenever these incidents had taken place. But why, where, and how? We have to go into the detail.
No, so that is worse because you were a mute spectator. ये सब वहाँ पे हो रहा था, आप सिर्फ देख रहे थे. Why did you not speak? Why did you not tell Mr. Vichare that, look here, Mr. Vichare, I think what you are doing is extremely insulting behavior. A man is telling you I am fasting and you are pushing a roti into his mouth. You please tell me why your member of parliament did that and whether you will apologize for that tonight.
You see, listen to me, otherwise I have no interest to...
It doesn't matter whether you have interest, Mr. Atsul. First of all, I saw you very aggressive with my reporter today. You should also apologize for the way you behaved with my reporter today.
Allowing me to talk.
No, Mr. Atsul, it is time you listen. Because I have listened to enough rubbish. Mr. Atsul, it is time you listen. You people behave so badly. You think you are God's gift, you know. You think that you can get away with anything and you can't. I am telling you, you can't. You are a member of parliament. No, you are not a bunch of gundas.
You see what I am talking, you first try to listen it. First try to listen it.
Don't lecture me, Mr. Atsul. Did your member of parliament shove food into his mouth or not? Don't lecture me. I don't like to be lectured. Answer my question. Don't behave like a VVIP on the program.
I don't want also your lecture. I don't want your lecture.
I want to know from you why your member of parliament behaved like that.
If you are not trying to listen me, then I will also not listen.
The problem with you, people like you, Mr. Atsul, the problem with people like you is that, you know, you have become so pompous. You think so much of yourself. You don't believe you are answerable to any law. You can go and insult anyone you want. And you can behave like that and behave. Mr. Atsul, please learn to behave. You're on national television. Don't show me that attitude. Don't show me that attitude. No, don't show. Answer the question. People are watching you tonight. Don't show that attitude to me. Who do you think you are? Answer the question. Answer the question, Mr. Atsul.
You also try to listen me. You try to listen me.
You know the gravity of what has happened today?
I am giving the explanation that Vichare was not knowing the boy who is Muslim or otherwise anybody else.
Is he blind that he does not see the nameplate with his name Arshad? One. Secondly, Mr. Atsul, such a ridiculous explanation. Second, is he also deaf? Is he deaf? That the man is saying, I am fasting. So and he pushes the roti into his mouth after that.
Again, you are bringing the religious angle into this.
Now because a member of parliament has heard the religious sentiments knowingly of a member of the Muslim community, and that also before everyone, and because he did not get the right kind of food. So Mr. Narasimha Rao, please, Mr. Narasimha Rao, you may be in power, you are not beyond question. What do you think you are? You are in power, but you are not beyond question. My question to you is,
at least you should condemn.
My question is, at least you should have the courage to say that the Shiv Sena MP should be thrown out of parliament. You should have the courage to say that Uddhav Thackeray should take action against this member of parliament.
I think the entire media has fallen for a story which Congress party government Maharashtra.
This is not, what do you mean fallen for a story? This is a test case for the BJP. This is did this incident happen or not happen? No, 1 second. What do you mean fallen for a story, Mr. Narasimha Rao? Mr. Narasimha Rao, how can you say, how dare you talk like that? It is the party which is leading the government. I am asking you, you have, 1 second. Mr. Narasimha Rao, please be clear on this. Mr. Narasimha Rao, I would like to remind you today. 1 second. This has become a bad habit of political parties when they come to power, that they think that they can browbeat the media. Now let me tell you this, I want to remind you that what have you been doing for the last 3 years? You have been applauding every single scam and expose and reporting and questioning which has happened by Times Now. Why were you applauding us when we questioned Akbaruddin Owaisi? You were standing here and applauding us. Today I am telling you.
Wrong. Today
why were you applauding us for the CWG scam? Today you say, did you say at that point of time? Did you say at that? What kind of argument is this? Mr. Rao, you are exposing yourself. Milind Deora is responding to you. Milind Deora responding to Mr. Milind Deora.
You are faking outrage.
Milind Deora is responding to you, sir. 1 minute,
all
please.
I would like to say is this, that
Mr. Rao, hold your argument.
I think it's a futile
you are on very thin
exercise to
ice.
expect an apology from Shiv Sena. Shiv Sena is brazen, but the panelists before me said it very correctly that it's not a Hindu-Muslim issue. It's really an issue of MPs bringing in mobocracy rather than democracy, and that is something where we have to hold accountability.
Forget even the religious angle. But remember, you have treated a hard-working blue-collar worker in a despicable, feudal and medieval manner. You take the aspect of insult to the religion away. But nobody voted these MPs or this government. Nobody voted these MPs for behaving like gundas, and nobody voted for this government for allowing gundas to go unpunished.
After a bitter breakup, the spotlight was back on the co-owners of Kings 11, Zinta-Wadia and Preeti Zinta. Would a compromise be acceptable after going public with the stadium spat? As the controversy played out in full public glare, the NewsHour discussed whether the matter could be brushed aside without a police probe. Both sides were on a sticky wicket.
Why was there a delay? Why was there a delay in filing the complaint?
One can read the FIR.
Why was there a delay in filing the complaint?
That is again a matter of merits and investigation.
What is the matter of it? It's interesting to comment. No, what do you mean? You're playing safe. You have to answer the question.
I'm not playing safe.
You have to. That is
there are guidelines of the Supreme Court, particularly pertaining to the woman's. When it is pertaining to a woman and it is a sensitive matter, I don't think every issue needs to be discussed on every issue needs to be discussed on a television. Even timing of filing of complaint is also a sensitive issue.
Hitesh, it is interesting to note that Preeti Zinta has said nothing in her complaint about what transpired between the 30th of May 2014 and June 13th 2014, which triggered the complaint.
No, my answer is again I'm not going to comment on that because according to me these are sensitive aspects.
Why did she leave the country after lodging the complaint?
These are the everybody, there is not necessary that she has to be in the complaint. If she is required to join the investigation,
would she not be aware that there would be a follow-up?
Of course she will be available for the follow-up whenever they will call.
So why isn't she in Mumbai cooperating with the police?
Why the cops have not detained her or asked her that she should be? The cops have not told her that listen, you have to be there on 7 days.
That is not the first case involving celebrities accused of crimes of this nature in the recent past, right? We know actor Indar Kumar was arrested on charges on April this year, and Om Puri was arrested for alleged assault after he surrendered and released on bail in August last year, right? So this is
absolutely, Arnav. The problem is that too many celebrities are forced
into silence because they believe that polite society will then be very embarrassed by what they are actually raising. And I'm speaking here as a woman, and I would say the same thing had a man been assaulted in public and abused in public. And it's time that women
it's just
did
the
speak up
processes
because
that proper investigation should
and the
take.
point is that the political will has to be there.
Incident.
The
Merely she has gone to
political
she can
will
always return back.
Yeah,
It's
I
not
know,
that she
but if
cannot
I
return.
am very serious about a certain
24 hours she can
complaint.
return to Bombay. No, she can return in 24 hours. How is the investigation hampered?
You don't file a complaint and go away, no, if you're very serious about
how
following
is this hampered the investigation? Let me answer. Can you please answer the question? Is the investigation hampered because of her traveling?
I'm not
Is the investigation... What delay? She is not required to be questioned. Is it a case that she has been summoned and she is not...
her going away will hurt her case actually in a way.
See, investigation is a prerogative of the investigating officer. They are looking at CCTV footage. There are various witnesses. Why make a hurry in the investigation and then create a problem in the matter? We want a systematic investigation.
I am saying today, why are we just victimizing somebody because he is a known personality, socially known personality? So there should be the same law for a lesser known personality and a socially known personality.
Why do you see he's being victimized? He's not even been questioned so far. Where is the question? Are you building a case that he's been victimized?
Not at all. I'm not saying. I said there is a possibility and likelihood of him being victimized.
No, Shobhate, this must be settled. This argument, there is a likelihood. Okay, one second.
You have to take all probabilities, Arnab, when things are there.
Victimization is always an argument of convenience, Mrinalini.
No.
From Sant Rampal to Gurmeet Ram Rahim Singh. The NewsHour has often put this question to self-styled religious leaders who take India for a ride. Revered by a few, vote banks for some, and untouchable by the political class. We questioned why they were so powerful that they often seemed above the law.
Punjab and Haryana High Court on the 17th of December 2014 asked the Central Bureau of Investigation, 1 minute, special court in Panchkula to conclude the rape trial against Gurmeet Ram Rahim Singh within 6 months. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? And you...
beautiful. We love that judgment.
Well, there's no judgment. It's a fact.
Judgment.
It's a fact.
Let the trial come to a close. So
well, why has the trial not come to a close? That's my question.
Exactly.
That's my question.
That judgment because
That's my question to you. That's my question to you. How has he skipped court appearances? Has he appeared in court? Has he appeared in court till now? Dr. Aditya, tell me, has he appeared in court?
Yes, we have. There is no procedure in the court of law where one can skip appearances without a proper exemption. We have been attending the court regularly. There have been, the exemptions have been few and far between. This thesis and
exemptions are few and far between. Okay, fine.
This is without basis. The process of the court.
You are so wrong. You are so wrong. The CBI lawyer, HPS Verma, has alleged that Gurmeet Ram Rahim Singh has made... 1 minute, listen to me.
If he is lying,
you listen to me, sir. He has made more than 100 video conference appearances, but not a single physical appearance in court.
Have been sanctioned by the Honorable High Court.
What's Indira Tiwari, I think, wants to say something here.
Lady,
no. Indira Tiwari wants to say something here, please. Yes, Indira Tiwari.
The Constitution and the CRPC clearly states until and unless anybody, even an accused, is not proved guilty, you cannot hang or you cannot be judgmental. So my opinion only to this extent is that if there is anything which has been ordered by High Court of Chandigarh or Haryana, whatever it is, I'm not very well aware because the entire legal facts are not before me. Therefore, I find myself unable to comment on that.
That is my
but Mr. Aditya, please let me speak. I'm speaking now, okay? What I'm saying is, until and unless whatever the charges, maybe 100, maybe 1,000 charges are leveled against anybody, be it Baba, be it father, be it pastors, be it Maulvi, be it anybody from any corner of the country. But until and unless that charges are proved to be correct, we have no authority to make anybody accused. That is my very humble request.
Every political bigwig enjoys getting access to a multi-acre bungalow in Lutyens, Delhi. They love it so much that some just refuse to leave. When India encountered one such VVIP squatter who unleashed his political muscle to hold the capital to ransom, the NewsHour had a few questions waiting for those who believe in the false sense of entitlement.
You know, the temerity, the arrogance, who do these politicians like Ajit think they are? He says, because there are protests, people are saying we'll stop the water supply to Delhi. He says, you know, people are angry with the kind of treatment I got. People are very angry that electricity at my house was disconnected. Mr. Ajit Singh, if electricity has to be disconnected, it will be disconnected. If water has to be disconnected, it will be disconnected. If an average Indian citizen has water and electricity disconnected, if they don't pay for it or are not entitled to it, who on earth are you, Mr. Ajit Singh, to try and create a law and order situation on the side? And Gaurav Bhatia, that question is right. Why don't you file a case against Ajit Singh himself for inciting those people?
Disaffection
against the state. For creating disaffection against the state.
Can I answer that?
No, you can't say I will cut off. No, you tell me, are you going to file a case against Ajit Singh
Why he has not been arrested till now?
Encouraging those people?
Why not arrested till now from the ground itself? 124 is a very serious offence.
मैडम दिल्ली आ रहे हैं, दिल्ली अरेस्ट करा लेना, आप यूपी में नहीं किए ना, हम दिल्ली आ रहे हैं।
Okay, go ahead.
यूपी में इसीलिए नहीं हो रहा क्योंकि सरकार का आशीर्वाद है। आप यही तो कह रहे हैं, यूपी में अरेस्ट नहीं किया जा रहा है क्योंकि आपके वहाँ पे
दिल्ली करा लेना, आप कह देना उनको।
नहीं, एक मिनट, 1 सेकंड, एक बात।
यही तो आपकी गुंडागर्दी है कि आप
करा लेना, गुंडागर्दी, अपनी बात उठाना, गुंडागर्दी, हम बात उठाएं, गुंडागर्दी है। गांव का किसान अपनी बात उठा ही नहीं सकता, वो गुंडागर्दी में काउंट हो जाती है।
आप एक मंत्री रहे, आपको कानून के रखवाले होने की
वजह से सवाल ही कहाँ है यहाँ पे? अजीत सिंह की बात ही नहीं है, आप उसको गलत घुमा रहे हैं।
गुंडागर्दी देके घर कब्जा कर रहे हैं।
You know, Gaurav, everybody saw through this. You're allowing this tamasha to continue.
The best of NewsHour 2014 with Arnab Goswami.
हमारी सरकार आज इस्तीफा देती है।
A prisoner of his own image, Arvind Kejriwal has been one of controversy's favorite children. From positioning himself as the flag bearer of the common man to flying business class. He's been caught in an image trap. And the NewsHour questioned why there's many a slip twixt cup and lip when it comes to the Aam Aadmi Party.
Is an Aam Aadmi not allowed to travel business class? Is that a problem? I mean, if somebody gives a free ticket to an Aam Aadmi, should he say, no, I'm Aam Aadmi, business class is only for Khas Aadmi, and therefore I should not travel?
Okay, so
I mean,
nothing wrong.
No.
Nothing wrong.
Yeah, I mean, if you're getting a free ticket, what's wrong with it?
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight the Aam Aadmi Party says being Aam Aadmi is a state of mind. This is going to be one of the quotable quotes of the year. And my point is, in your political campaigns, you have carefully tried repeatedly to adopt a literal image of the Aam Aadmi, mark my words, not a metaphorical one. So you can't turn around and say it's a metaphorical.
I'm sorry to say that we have the visual metaphor
so any action
of Infosys CEO V. Balakrishnan being an Aam Aadmi. I am wearing a 5,000 rupees shirt. That's the visual metaphor. Yeah, 5,000 rupees.
So you are wearing 5,000 rupees shirt?
Yes, that's the visual metaphor because when I was working as a journalist, I was taking home a salary of 3 lakhs per month.
Okay.
Look, it's all dramatics. It's dramatics for a person who is an absolute opportunist. Absolute opportunist.
I'm a likable politician.
You're a likable politician?
Yeah. I'm a middle class, likable politician. But I'm not just a politician.
I would like to remind the people that when they were provided the government car, which were the ambassadors, they said they will not try to have a luxury. Then all their ministers bought an Innova car.
Go try telling the people of Delhi. Try telling the people of Delhi this, Ashish Khaitan, कि जो no. आप कहिए कि आम आदमी सोच में है, सोच विचार में है. हम जो कपड़े पहनते हैं, रेडियो स्टेशन में जो बोलते हैं, उसकी विश्वास मत कीजिए. हम जो पीछे पर्दे जो करते हैं, प्राइवेट जेट में जो करते हैं, जब बाहर जाते हैं, उसको भी लोग मानेंगे. लोग आपको कहेंगे, were you real? Were you honest? Or were you just one big, allow me to complete, were you one big, gigantic, well-crafted marketing gimmick? Because you have your words have to match your actions.
For debate on the point, I'm saying that to become a politician, you have to make personal sacrifice. We have decided to walk the talk. We have taken this risk. We have put our life on the line. We have put our family on the line. Don't mock my honesty. Don't mock my honesty. Don't say that only you are the one who carries the mandate.
Am I an honest or dishonest politician? What kind of rubbish is this? You to say that I'm a dishonest politician? You are a dishonest party. Everything you do is dishonest. This is not correct. Of course I'm an honest politician. You name them one thing where I made money. This is not correct.
A party of Robert.
I don't like this.
A party of Robert Bhatt.
If you have made sacrifice, I've made enough and more sacrifices.
Congress party is the most dishonest party.
You are a dishonest person to say that.
Okay.
We do our politics seriously.
The fact is, the fact is,
name one case.
One second, gentlemen. No,
Why
one
you
second.
do this?
I request both sides to come down, including
This is not done.
My question to
That's
Hartosh
one bad review coming from you, not mine.
And Ashish Khaitan, you must have one value, which is whether you're a journalist or politician, learn to listen for a change. My question is, and please listen. Yes, thank you. Now my question is to Hartosh. You see, what is the bottom line issue? And Hartosh, you must have thought, do I even exist in this debate? Well, I'm really sorry, but you can't blame me for this one. My question is very simply this. What are we debating tonight? Arvind Kejriwal, prisoner of his own image. The lies, LIES, the lies of the Sri Lankans, that the 5 Tamil fishermen were drug traffickers, that's the biggest lie. There you are, your balloon has burst.
From a liar, how to write a letter to a foreign dignitary?
You can't write a letter. Why don't you write to Rajapaksa? Are you scared that your relationship will get worse?
Write a letter, you liar.
Your personal friendship with Rajapaksa is more important than the lives of 5 fishermen?
They had barely recovered from the worst electoral defeat post-independence. And there was further embarrassment in store. As Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi was caught catching 40 winks in Parliament. We wondered if he was serious about price rise, which was being debated. As the Congress rushed to his defence, the NewsHour debated Rahul Gandhi's participation in a rare appearance in Parliament.
Rahul Gandhi is in the line of sight of the leaders from the other side, right? The BJP leaders probably looking at him. So if he's sleeping off, many of them would have seen him dozing off. Why didn't they tell him that Mr. Rahul Gandhi don't go off to sleep?
And now, please give the guy a break, yaar.
What do you mean? What do you mean give the guy a break? A Congress vice president goes off to sleep in Parliament.
Just listen, yaar. Just listen, Arnab. He wasn't sleeping, he wasn't snoring, he was just catching 40 winks.
But come on!
The number of people in
This is
the number of people who catch 40 winks, and he would wake up, go catch. He probably had a late night before. I mean, you mentioned the House of Commons. Half the MPs in the House of Commons are asleep after lunch. Ask not, make not decide. But he's not sleeping, he's catching 40 winks. Rahul Gandhi has many weaknesses, but catching 40 winks in Parliament is not one of them. And if you bar MPs who catch 40 winks in Parliament, this is,
ladies and gentlemen, this is what everyone in the country is talking about. Video footage of Rahul Gandhi dozing off in the Lok Sabha during a debate on price rise. It happens between 12:32 and about 1:02, goes viral on the social media. The Congress vice president, seen in different shots, is seen with closed eyes, head tilting to the right, tries very hard to be awake, and eventually, you know, all the carping comments that are going on social media probably justified. Today, the Congress party, the Congress party
had a heavy breakfast.
You can have a heavy breakfast there, then you don't have to come to Parliament to sleep it off. It's bad for your image. What impact is this going to have on Rahul Gandhi's image? Meghnad Desai.
Or, you know, I think ideally somebody from BJP should have raised a point of order to the Speaker and asked, is it in order that the Honourable Gentleman should be falling asleep? And that would have been a nice little amusing incident. Said done, Rahul would have woken up. Instead of which he is being filmed through the speech.
How many people in the House of Lords sleep? Meghnad, you know, you are a member of the House of Lords.
I said, I said,
old fogies that gets...
Yeah, we can all believe perhaps that Rahul Gandhi was thinking so hard about how to solve the problem of price rise. He reflected so deeply into the subject that he actually had to close his eyes and doze off. That is the kind of introspection this country does not need. This is the kind of embarrassment the Congress party does not need.
Rahul Gandhi versus Smriti Irani versus Kumar Vishwas. The most eagerly watched contest of elections 2014 played out in battleground Amethi. Could there be an upset win in the Gandhi bastion? Could Amethi spring a surprise? The NewsHour debated who would emerge triumphant in this high-stakes battle that went down to the wire.
No, people of Amethi, Smriti don't even know you. There you are, you're a well-known face, but you parachute straight into a national contest. They don't even know you, Smriti.
That is a presumption. That is a presumption that you make on behalf of the people of Amethi. I do not want to hear preen about how many people in India or internationally know me. Many maybe because of my background in television, and mostly now because of the thrashing I take on NewsHour every evening from a gentleman called Arnab Goswami. I will only say this, that the people of Amethi have for too long voted for a family, for a dynasty, in the hope that they will receive the benefits of development.
That's Mr. Kesavan on your screen right now. He's going to take you on. 1 minute.
Is Mr. Gandhi's intention that even a debate on Amethi be run by a proxy? Don't the people of Amethi deserve their representative to publicly answer questions posed with regards to Amethi?
Actually,
with regard to a very important Lok Sabha election?
The moment the candidature was announced, we had the election ready. In the sense it's Kumar Vishwas versus Rahul Gandhi versus Smriti Irani. I wonder why political leaders in India think it is demeaning to come on an open television debate that's going to be watched by millions of people. Why they want to avoid TV debates.
I don't think it's demeaning. I think it's
Mr. Kesavan, can you tell us why?
Line of yours, I think it's the nation's right to know, and that's why I'm here this evening.
Well, can you tell us why Mr. Kesavan, Rahul Gandhi didn't come on the debate?
Arnab, your show is one of the most watched shows. But let us understand one thing, when you're talking about elections in the biggest democracy in the world, it's not about just television, it's about vision too.
Mr. Rahul Gandhi has done a debate.
My challenge and my invitation to you tonight, Mr. Kesavan, is this.
No holds barred. Can we say Mr. Narendra Modi is running away?
My invitation to you tonight, Mr. Kesavan, my invitation to the Congress Vice President tonight is this. He is the candidate from Amethi, so am I. Give me a date, give me a time, tell me any place that NewsHour wants to have. Sir, I'm the Vice President of the Bharatiya Janata Party. If you think that people of this country are beholden to a dynasty, you are sadly mistaken, sir. If you think that people in this country will fall flat at the feet of Rahul Gandhi because of who his forefathers were, let me now say this. Allow me to complete my invitation. Pick a date. Pick a time. Please tell Mr. Gandhi, out of his very busy schedule, give me 1 day, even half an hour, and let Arnab Goswami be the moderator.
I say this with complete seriousness. Pick a time, pick a place. Let the three candidates agree. Not only will we do a NewsHour featuring all three, I promise you we will do the NewsHour from Amethi. We will get 1,000 people or more from Amethi to watch that debate live. Let's have that debate, because I think this debate is extremely important.
Kashmir, pura Kashmir, Pakistan ka Kashmir.
Raking up Kashmir has often been a shortcut to get a few extra votes and revive declining fortunes for irrelevant political players in Pakistan.
Kashmir, pura Kashmir, Pakistan ka Kashmir.
So when arrogant Bhutto Sayan Bilawal raked up Kashmir at a time when Pakistan witnessed turmoil, the NewsHour questioned the PPP spokesman, and he predictably had no answers.
It appears to me, Mr. Kaira, that this is, compete with each other and picking up Kashmir week in Pakistan. Any politician, any political party competing with each other, I'll raise Kashmir first. But, that hysterical, hoarse voice of Bilawal out there. And also, what is most ironical, it's not even, he's reading out from some piece of paper that is under him. He's preparing almost like a stage actor. It's not a convincing performance, Mr. Kaira. Why is Bilawal doing this? He's making a specimen of himself, if I may say so, by doing this.
please, I have heard your voice, but there is a narrative on the Indian side. You say that Kashmir is our integral part.
Yes.
On Pakistan side, we say that there is a promise by the United Nations, by the Indian leadership, to the people of Kashmir that they will be given right of plebiscite, they will be given right of the self-determination.
God, you have been told again and again. You've been told again and again about this. You know what happened in the Shimla Agreement.
I don't need to be told again and again by you.
It's a lost cause for you.
By the history.
No, Mr. Kaira, sorry to make a point. I'll make a point clearly. If you know, I heard you hear me, Mr. Kaira. Mr. Kaira,
you are putting some questions to me. Please put question.
Yeah.
Don't give me a lesson.
Don't worry, Mr. Kaira. It's not. I'll give you a lesson if required, because
this is not a way forward, gentlemen.
Because you have fought wars with India. You have lost every war.
Yes, we
have been not just you've been humiliated every time. You realize that. So therefore nobody in the global community takes you seriously. The UN Security Council has not debated this since 1962.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. I am not here to listen to your sermons. I'm very sorry. Because an anchor has to put questions on me and get my version, you may agree or may
your
disagree.
point of view don't seem to be convinced by what you have to say. You obviously want to run away from the program
because you
don't want to counter me. If you can counter me factually now. Counter me factually.
Is it a way?
Counter me factually, Mr. Kaira. Counter me.
You have called me over here. Please listen me now. You have called me, invited me in your studio. You put your question and then be patient. If you are not patient and you don't have the capacity to learn, to listen from others, and a different point of view, please don't call us.
Mr. Kaira, I've asked you the question, but you seem to be having no answer tonight. I've told you and you counter me now. I'm asking you.
You're not letting me to answer. You're not letting me to answer.
So I'll ask you a question after that you answer. So my question is simple.
Thank you very much. You are insulting me now.
Well, Mr. Kaira, if you choose to run away from my program, that's not my problem.
I'm not running away from your program. Put your question and then wait.
All right, don't get angry. Here's my question.
Let me give my answer.
Here's my question. Here's my question. I'll ask the question and then I'll wait and you reply. And my question to you tonight, Mr. Kaira, is this. And everyone's watching you.
You have a sermon to give. You have a sermon for me.
No, I'm not sermons. If I'm putting uncomfortable facts, I'm sorry. But these are uncomfortable facts. And I'm just putting a question.
This is no way. Well, I am quite amazed that you are questioning me like this.
I am quite amazed that you expect me to toe the Pakistani line. My question is simply this.
Not toe the Pakistani line, but be patient.
Yeah,
listen Pakistani line. Right. I am listening to your line.
So, Mr. Kaira, my question to you.
Thank you very much.
Thank
you very much. I'm sorry.
Well, if you choose to run away, it's not my problem, Mr. Kaira. And I don't understand why you're so touchy about it. The representative of the PPP just ran away. The lies, LIES, the lies of the Sri Lankans that the 5 Tamil fishermen were drug traffickers, that's the biggest lie. There you are, your balloon has burst.
From a liar, how to write a letter to a foreign dignitary?
You can't write a letter. Why don't you write to Rajapaksa? Are you scared that your relationship will get worse?
Write a letter, you liar.
Your personal friendship with Rajapaksa is more important than the lives of 5 fishermen?
From the Delhi disaster to the May 16th debacle, it's been a year Kejriwal would like to easily forget. Often in the news for drama on the streets of Delhi, there was a reason why his party was often questioned on their style of politics. When he courted arrest outside Tihar, it was clear he was looking for a day's attention.
What drama, Mr. Sarangi? Absolute, straightforward, 100% drama by Arvind Kejriwal. You can pay a 10,000 rupee bail bond like you have done for many Aam Aadmi Party supporters and leaders in the past, but no, you want to go to jail.
I think both Arvind and Prashant have clarified why they have taken this position. So, and then now you are creating this drama because you are giving so much media importance to this thing. They have made a position, they've clarified why they are saying this. And why they have chosen this option.
Do you believe in what you're saying, Mr. Sarangi, or are you just being a faithful party man? Let's get Aryaman Sundaram who's chuckling away and Sankarshan Thakur who finds your arguments unbelievable.
All I can say, Arnab, is that the Aam Aadmi politics is getting tediously repetitive. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. Arvind Kejriwal is fast becoming the Hamlet of Indian politics. And if you talk about drama, you can't have more drama than that.
When Somnath Bharti, when that episode and the drama happened over 6 or 7 days, Sankarshan, ask yourself at that point of time, the media covered it. But the media began to ask more and more serious questions about what Mr. Arvind Kejriwal was up to. Because then also you'll remember Mr. Arvind Kejriwal thought everyone's very foolish and then started signing files, called the cameras, come shoot me, signing files outside Railway Bhavan.
I have a response to this, Arnab.
Just one line.
I have a response to this. I will tell you, I do not think as many people would have been lying on the streets in front of Tihar jail if there weren't cameras around. I can bet you that.
I just want to know from Mr. Sarangi.
I also say one thing. The question is not one of attention only. The question is of what kind of attention. This is not the kind of attention that even Mr. Kejriwal could have dreamt of. What he would want is sympathy of the people and trying to basically have divisive politics. I think the kind of responses that have been coming today, it is very evident that the people are fed up of this anarchy and chaos that Mr. Kejriwal seems to indulge in.
You realize how much...
Is over.
Mr. Chenoy, this is
a new kind of political party. Some things that we try to
when they were in government,
but we are trying to bring in a new kind of politics.
They worked politically to change anything.
You see what's happening, Mr.
Either
Chenoy.
be in politics or be revolutionary.
You also have
can't
to face
be
the
revolutionary in politics and try to govern a place and then protest through dharmas against the government.
Mr. Chenoy, I just want to come in here.
It's a complete oxymoron.
In the course of our journalism, we often encounter threats, intimidation and insult. But it doesn't stop the NewsHour from asking the questions that emerge from the day's headline. BJP's Subramanian Swamy doesn't pull his punches. Neither, unfortunately, does he spare those who wish to dispassionately debate his point of view. His unprecedented personal attack on Arnab only served to undermine the panelists' plummeting credibility.
Subramaniam Swamy, why do you choose to be against, the views of the majority of the Tamil people here? Why have you got it wrong, and are you myopic in the way you address issues?
You don't know what the Tamil opinion is. I know. I was there in Tamil Nadu today. You were saying massive protests all over Tamil Nadu. There was only one place in a park in Chennai, and that was Vaiko's.
Are you saying the vast majority of the Tamil people want the 5 Tamil fishermen to be hanged in Sri Lanka, or are you saying so? One second. Are you saying so? Because you no, I am not being stupid. I am not being stupid.
Don't be stupid.
I am asking you whether you think people want these 5 people hanged.
Why? Don't be stupid.
Sir, this question is very simple.
I'll tell you what the majority view is.
Do they want the 5 fishermen hanged?
I'll tell you what the majority view is. You're an ignorant man.
That's all right. You're repeating yourself. Answer the question.
Let me tell you, I had said that there is a bilateral agreement between India and Sri Lanka, and you should use that to bring the fishermen who have been convicted to death to India to face further proceedings and appeal in India. That is what I said. I want them to be hanged. Where did you pick up this? You've been talking to Vaiko too much.
There has been a case for serious, reasonable doubt in the claims, in the lies, LIES, the lies of the Sri Lankans that the 5 Tamil fishermen were drug traffickers. That's the biggest lie. But will Subramaniam Swamy write a letter to Rajapaksa and say, Mr. Rajapaksa, you are a liar to be saying this? Will Subramaniam Swamy call the Sri Lankan? Let Subramaniam Swamy write that letter. Why doesn't Subramaniam Swamy write that letter to Rajapaksa saying, Mr. Rajapaksa, your government is lying?
They are not done.
Why doesn't he write a letter saying, Mr. Rajapaksa, your government is lying?
Oh, I should write the way you want me to lie.
Oh, so you, there you are. There you are, your balloon has burst.
From a liar, how to write a letter to a foreign dignitary?
You can't write a letter. Why don't you write to Rajapaksa? Are you scared?
You want to hear yourself, then go on speaking.
No, please, Mr. Swamy, I know that you are not used to being told that you are wrong, but you are wrong tonight.
In reply.
Yes.
You want a reply? Do you want a reply or not?
I've been waiting for half an hour.
The reply is that, come on now, again you're interrupting. You have made a spectacle of yourself.
Mr. Swamy,
today.
please, don't do this to yourself anymore.
Come on now, don't interrupt me. Don't interrupt me. I am telling you that it's a court judgment. It may be a lie.
in which case the answer is either appeal or better still, they come on now, don't interrupt me.
I put the facts before you, you just agreed 5 minutes back.
Otherwise, I don't have to come to your program at all.
A series of high-profile visits. Politicians, businessmen and other accused. An embarrassing diary revealing details of controversial visits to the CBI chief's residence. As an embattled Ranjit Sinha fended allegations of conflict of interest, the NewsHour questioned the propriety in a serving CBI director meeting a string of accused in his residence during the pendency of their cases.
Mr. Fulka, are you in any doubt that Ranjit Sinha has to immediately resign as CBI governor? Do you believe his position has become untenable now?
That is right. Pending the inquiry, he should step down. And Mr. Sinha should have known that thing, that when Joginder Singh was the director, he had once met Narasimha Rao, against whom investigation was going on. And the Supreme Court had pulled up Joginder Singh and he apologized and he showed that he will not meet any person now.
Is it a fake diary?
No, I'll tell you something.
No, is the diary true or is the diary fake?
You have to understand. No, Arnav, you have to understand that I am representing the director before court, so it's a matter of sub judice.
No, sir, is the diary fake or is the diary true?
The specifics.
No, 1 second. Let's bring it down to this. Has he met?
That's what I'm saying.
No, sir, is the diary fake or is the diary true? You must make a...
or true. Yeah, I'll tell you, if to reply whether the diary is fake or true, one will have to see the diary.
Mr. Sinha till today has not said the diary is fake. And that diary shows he has been meeting the people and he admits that he has met those people. Even now, Mr. Sinha is at such a high position, he should come out and clean. The people of the country are entitled to know what are the facts.
Mr. Singh, the sheer brazenness of it. I mean, here is a CBI director, director who confabulates with people accused of tax evasion. He confabulates with people charged in the coal scam. He confabulates with people charged in the 2G scam, among other cases, at his residence and not his official office. And then he says, what's wrong?
Well, Pranav, first of all, Pranav, I think your job is at stake and your job is at risk, because Mr. Fulka has also started saying that the nation needs to know. So I think you have to better watch out that there's somebody there to replace you on this channel.
Sir, I have no copyright on that line. Thank you.
Same line of...
Mr. Fulka is free to use it.
Is the BJP solely riding on the Modi wave to conquer one state after the other? That question has often been posed to the BJP since its biggest victory on May 16, 2014. As he took over as the star campaigner in election after election. The NewsHour questioned the Saffron Brigade on the overdependence on the Prime Minister.
He says that when there was tension on the border, Mr. Modi is addressing rallies in Maharashtra. Where are his priorities as the Prime Minister of India? He's raising a question on the Prime Minister's priorities. Please answer.
Whatever Mr. Modi, whatever Prime Minister had to do was done. And see, if Mr. Modi works overboard and if he devotes time to the national importance as well as campaign, why these people are worried? It is only because you don't have answer for Mr. Modi. It is because people gather for Modi's rally and no one gathers for your rally. That is your problem. Nobody is coming from your rally and everybody is gathering for Modi's rally. Lakhs of people are gathering for Modi's rally. No one is coming for your rally. That is your worry. That is your worry that no one is coming for your rally. Your rally is showing empty chairs and Mr. Modi's rally are gathering lakhs and lakhs of people. That is your worry. That is your problem. You don't have answer to Mr. Modi. That is your problem. You have no answer to Mr. Modi. That is your problem. That is your problem. That is your problem. You don't have answer to Mr. Modi. You have no second Modi.
Now
Modi is Modi. You have no second Modi.
Now 1 second, please. You see, 1 second. Can you both cool your temper?
Mr. Modi's priorities tell you that he's desperate to win Maharashtra. He's got a right to do that.
You're not. You're not.
At the cost.
Are you
at
not?
the cost of
No, he's asking.
Priorities.
No. Now
he's at the cost of national priorities.
Sanjay.
Are you playing a drama? Are you playing a drama? Are you playing a game?
The chief minister candidate.
Sanjay, you made your point. Let him respond to you. By the way, I don't know what's wrong in being desperate. It is something,
Well, I can tell you his dwindling political fortunes were already obvious in the by-polls. And I can tell you that despite Mr. Fadnavis is very brave, and I appreciate that he's got to take this posture that we're going to get.
I have some figures majority. For you now.
The truth is, Mr. Modi is reflected in this campaign that the BJP is bankrupt in Maharashtra and Haryana.
I have one.
Imagine Dr. Manmohan Singh absent from Delhi and campaigning in Maharashtra or Tamil Nadu or goddamn where, and Pakistan has attacked.
What is the difference? What is the difference? Manmohan Singh being in Delhi and not being
let him reply now.
It has always been same. Mr. Manmohan Singh being in Delhi and outside Delhi has always been same. His presence was never there because he never had any power. Power was outside. What difference does it make? What difference does it make? Even if Mr. Manmohan Singh is at Delhi or if he is at outside, power is with Sonia Ji. Power was never with Mr. Manmohan Singh.
In your case, the power is with Mr. Mohan Bhagwat in Nagpur.
Mr. Fadnavis,
let's accept that.
I always said that.
Mr. Fadnavis,
that is
without the consent of the Prime Minister, a Chief Minister can't even appoint a PS. Will the minister be in a position to take the decision regarding defense or internal security?
Everybody is taking. Everybody is taking.
Appoint a PS without the consent of the Prime Minister.
That is your problem.
What are we talking about?
Everything is going good. That is your problem. That everything is going good despite what you wish.